Boxplan 2025, the podcast. Today, AutoPilot, on the road to the perfect shift. Hi, I'm Yvonne Moore, working in equipment sales.
And my name is Armin Kaltenbacher, Product Manager in Equipment.
The solution we will be talking about today is called AutoPilot. We're all familiar with this idea of flying. AutoPilot regulates the machine to the optimal settings for the specific situation. Parameters that influence the flight are continuously measured. AutoPilot uses these measurements to calculate the right feed, the right lift, etc., with the goal of reaching its destination within the specified time. Then, actuators like the gas pedal, elevators, etc. are adjusted accordingly while the plane flies. Of course, we aren't talking about flying today. What does all this have to do with a corrugator? And why are we talking about the perfect shift?
When it comes to a corrugator, you have a goal as well. You want to achieve a production target, or more specifically, a certain output quantity. You also have parameters that influence all of this. Paper grades, cut length curves, the capacity of the stacker, etc., as well as the performance of the individual machines along the line and peripheral equipment. These are all the parameters that the AutoPilot takes into consideration. The set points for the actuators are specified to achieve the best possible speed, as the circumstances allow, as the conditions allow. And we are talking about the perfect shift because our customers have just recently again achieved new productivity records with our corrugators. And our target speed functions played a key role in these achievements.
Of course, you could now say an experienced operator can do the same thing, right?
That's right, but the process is complex. And so an operator will often tend to maintain a kind of safety reserve, or they might not take advantage of potentials for optimization between short order changes. Or they might overrun the corrugator for some reason.
And then that could also impact availability. There is a risk of unexpected stoppage and slowed movements. And that's why you need both maximum speed and to consider the specific circumstances of each individual order.
Exactly. And there is one other challenge if you don't have the AutoPilot. It's about people. Let's imagine shift 1 has an operator who has been doing the same job for 30 years on. And then there is a shift change and shift 2 comes in and an unexperienced operator takes over. Nevertheless, you always want to have the same optimum speed at consistent quality. For that, you need to be independent of the experience and the comfort zones of the operators.
Okay, and the AutoPilot does that by working automatically. That means it adjusts everything perfectly in line with the measured parameters, order data, and machine capabilities. And that's why you don't need to maintain additional reserves. You never miss an opportunity to optimize speed.
And nor you miss an opportunity to optimize productivity.
Great. Well, maybe now we should look at an interesting extension. The preheater and preconditioner also have safety reserves we have been talking about. How can we make use of these reserves?
These reserves can be used in an optimized manner and drive the corrugator even closer to the maximum speed in form of a closed loop control. All this is part of an additional module that our customers can easily order along with the AutoPilot, as an integrated solution, so to say. In addition, when we think about the return on invest, and that is a very interesting calculation in fact, an increase in the annual average speed of the corrugator by only 1 meter per minute corresponds to added profits of 25,000 euros over the year. That means every extra foot per minute accounts for 10,000 US dollars.
That sounds great. So let's summarize. AutoPilot makes it possible to produce at consistently higher speeds and thereby increase productivity.
With intelligent regulation. And all of this is part of the
Boxplan 2025. Okay, as you see, everything works in sync.
And with that, our podcast is already up. Thanks for listening, and we will hear you again in the next episode.